Today, I'm going to share my experience supporting IVF families. Let me tell you something. I'm about to be using inclusive language, y'all, which means that everybody should be able to see themselves in the stories being shared and the information being provided. So instead of mamas, mothers, or mom, I may say parent. And instead of pregnant woman, I will say pregnant person. You'll hear birther, birthing person, or something like that. Because not everyone who owns a womb wants to use the same words to describe themselves as women. And I can respect that. For anyone who may find the use of inclusive language during this story a bit too much to digest at this moment, I want to encourage you to skip right over to the next episode because today I'm going to make sure everyone who wants and needs support can hear that they too deserve the birth of their dreams and intentional postpartum healing. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and sick to your stomach trying to maintain pre-pregnancy responsibilities, grow a baby, and be the best version of yourself for everyone else? If you desire a stress-free birth and postpartum healing that physically prepares your mind, body, and soul for parenthood without the fear, confusion, and isolation that comes with unsolicited advice from both medical professionals and loved ones, then listen, you can turn fear into joy, confusion into confidence, and isolation into connection without feeling guilty, selfish, or inconsiderate. And I'm going to show you how. Welcome to Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey. I'm your host, Troi, creative mother of two, birth coach, and traditional postpartum healer. On this podcast, you will learn the effects stress has on your pregnancy journey and practical tips that will help you seamlessly insert self-care into your daily life from professional parents just like you who desire to put the control back into the hands of the parents for a positive pregnancy, birth, and postpartum experience. So whether you're becoming a parent for the first time or a parent to many, I am here to support you as you only do the things that bring you joy. So about a year ago, I had the honor of working with a couple who had undergone in vitro fertilization to conceive their first child. Okay, y'all, so from here on out, let's shorten in vitro fertilization to IVF. Okay? In vitro fertilization, aka IVF. They were so much fun to work with. They nurtured a beautiful pregnancy journey. Having been a part of this amazing experience, I got curious. So I'm heading to Google. And to my surprise, many invest in IVF to grow their families for a number of reasons. According to HHS.com, in 2021, 86,146 infants born were conceived through IVF. The risk factors of infertility among men and women vary from women being underweight, people being exposed to toxins, exposure to smoke, people who are under extreme stress, not to mention those in same-sex marriages or those single and just ready to start their parenting journey. IVF is a sought-after solution in fertility. It is a delicate process. So mature eggs are collected from the ovaries and fertilized by sperm in a lab. Then a procedure is done to place one or more of those fertilized eggs. They are now embryos because they fertilized. They're no longer just eggs. Once they're fertilized, they become embryos, right? So they take these embryos and put them inside of the uterus, and that's the start of the development. So one full cycle of IVF takes about 2 or 3 weeks. I got that from Mayo Clinic, y'all. So many families that opt for IVF join a support group and find that, though helpful, it's limited. Soul Journey is a free virtual community for all expecting parents and their support, where not only are we sharing tips to achieve a stress-free birth, we are also talking self-care. If you want to know more about that, stick around. Now, I don't know the exact price of IVF, but I'd imagine that's a pretty low penny. With such an investment into growing one's family, it is no surprise that families also opt for birth and postpartum support. If only to build confidence throughout their pregnancy, it's a worthy investment. That confidence hit different when you can walk that labor walk because you've trained physically and mentally for a stress-free birth. To pair all of that with a speedy, aligned healing, listen, parenthood is about to be healthy for them okay? Now, we all know how invested one has to be to decide to bear children, as it requires your time and energy, your mind, your body, your money, and your everything. Your everything. So, to go through great lengths to experience the joys of parenthood, one would be wise to secure their investment and hire a full spectrum doula. That's exactly what my previous clients did as first-time mothers. They invested in full spectrum support and attended childbirth education events to make lasting memories while learning the tools that would soon save their life. Our supporting partner, let's call her Mia, was afraid she wouldn't be able to be there for her wife due to her fear of blood. Her wife, our pregnant woman, we'll call Bree. Bree wanted a natural, non-medicated labor and her partner by her side at a local birthing center. Labor jumped off at home. They went through a series of movements to support the progress of labor and rested. They remained comfortable in their home, yet active and engaged while resting. They used a ton of tips and tricks that they've learned from our childbirth education classes. When they were ready to head to the birthing center, I met them and we turned up in there, okay? We walked and played music. There was tea. There was an overall excitement in the air. Our precious Bree was not progressing past 3 or 4 centimeters, and the birthing center needed to transfer them over to the local hospital. There was fear and concern that tried to creep in, but we had a little chat to address any new concerns, the options, and the outcomes of each. We had a moment to really breathe with each other and settle their hearts before making any decisions. So, having someone there to prioritize their experience and their desires really eased their mind and allowed them to continue to lead their birth responsibly and confidently. Once all of the options were on the table, Bree and Mia felt confident in their ability to have a positive birth despite the minor changes that were starting to unfold. Now, with labor being so unpredictable, it's easy to get locked in a plan and be crushed if something has to be modified. A really beautiful way I help manage expectations in labor is to do a thorough breakdown of any and all options from a number of standpoints. So if we desire natural labor, but our heart knows are an epidural, a birth coach walks you through the options, allowing you the opportunity to make the best decision for you and your family at all times. They went on to labor for days without dilation, and the birth resulted in a C-section, which is common, but remember Mia and her fear of blood? Well, she was the first to hold the baby. They were glued at the hip, and it was beautiful to see such support in the birthing space. Building the confidence together, creating the memories, and wanting the best for their child kept these parents active and engaged. Mia even began to lactate in effort to support her wife with breastfeeding. Can we talk about goddess flow, okay? Though they took care of what I like to call their responsibilities, nature had its own plans and they were still able to make the most of every moment and have the dream birth they always desire. We will talk about this a lot in Soul Journey, our free private community for growing families that are looking to have a stress-free birth. Whether you planned it, slipped up, researched, or prayed on your pregnancy with so much at stake, the best thing to do is get a professional on your team that feels like family. I believe that everyone deserves to be well supported, educated, and in love with their birth experience, which is why I am inclusive in language and in support. It's been an honor to support single parents, same-sex parents, heteronormative parents, married parents, those in situationships, and more. A birth coach and postpartum doula are staples when it comes to nurturing your pregnancy journey without judgment. So, if you or anyone you know is creating their dream birth team, let them know Mama Tree Doula is handing out all the tips and tricks for them to get the dream birth and the postpartum healing they deserve without judgment. Judgment-free. Join our community of parents who may be expecting for the first time, for the 5th time, or 5 years ago. Soul Journey is a safe space for parents looking to nurture their pregnancy journey from conception to parenthood. Click the link below or above to find a safe space to explore the ever evolving you as you gracefully prepare for the birth of your dreams and the postpartum healing you deserve. Beautiful soul, that's a wrap for today. Look at you taking time out of your busy day for self-care. If you enjoyed today's episode, do me a favor, follow the podcast and leave a review. Following and sharing your thoughts are a perfect way to ensure that parents like you learn how to nurture their pregnancy journey. And it also lets me know that you're enjoying this. If you are interested in joining our Soul Journey community of parents looking to nurture their pregnancy journey from conception to parenthood, click the link below or above to find a safe space to explore the ever-evolving you as you gracefully prepare for the birth of your dreams and the postpartum healing you deserve. So, make sure you share your thoughts before you go. I'll catch you in the next episode. Happy baking, happy healing.